What's up, everybody? Today we're doing something a little different. I know normally on Fridays we have an All the Right Spice, or I guess you can call it like a leader showdown for unutilized leaders, and then I leave it up to you guys in the comment section below to determine which leader you rather see a deck built around, and then I go ahead and build it for you. I did mention that we're going to resume our regular scheduled stuff next week, so next week we'll get a Tech Talk Tuesday, and we'll get an All the Right Spice on Friday. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a deck profile, but before I do the deck profile, I wanted to shout somebody out real quick. As you guys all know, I've been doing the YouTube thing for a little bit now, and obviously, you know, I have a Discord channel and other platforms where you can contact me. But on my Discord channel specifically, I wanted to shout out one of the members, Happy Majin. Happy Majin is he's a very interesting guy. He's a breath of fresh air. He has a good energy about him. He is by far the most active member of the Discord channel, always bouncing ideas off of each other for like deck building and just, you know, theory crafting and whatnot. He's a really solid dude. So I just wanted to shout you out, Happy Majin, and I wanted to dedicate this video to you because I appreciate the support and all the feedback and all the back and forth that we have in the Discord channel. So without further ado, let's get right into the deck profile. Alright, so now that we know the subject matter of this video, let's get right into it. This deck, for me, is a lot of fun. Is it competitive? It can be, I guess, depending on who pilots it and how good the draws are and stuff. But would I take this deck to like a regional event or like a circuit series event from ARG? Probably not. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it can't be made competitive with different cards, you know, incorporating different strategies. But the way I have it, it's more of like a theme deck and like an homage to the character from the anime. It's a lot of fun though. Like if you're just playing at your locals and you're just trying to have some fun with it, it's a lot of fun that way. But I don't see it topping a tournament or anything like that in the near future. Certain cards, yes, but the way I have it built, no. So basically, I'm doing a Majin Buu deck profile. Now, Majin Buu was one of the new leaders released in Set 3, and it's pretty interesting. These new leaders, they don't really... they don't draw 2 when they awaken, most of them. What they do is they untap energy. But I have noticed that most of them, if not a good majority of them, have a built-in draw effect on the front side. So where you sacrifice the +2 when you awaken, you kind of get on the front side. This leader is very unique. Its auto is when you attack, you place a card from the top of your deck underneath the leader. And then if there are 2 cards underneath, you draw. So you don't actually start drawing until turn 2. And then you awaken at 4 life, untap 2 energy, and it awakens to Kid Buu. Kid Buu has pretty much the same effect on the backside, except there's no restriction to how many cards have to be underneath him. He just, when you attack, you place a card from the top of your deck under the leader and draw a card. That's only once per turn, though. And then the other effect, the active main, is if there's 5 cards underneath your leader, you can send them to the drop area to restand your leader, and it gains plus 5,000. So it becomes a 20,000 attacker, and you get to attack a second time. So that's not too bad. But you wouldn't get the auto again of putting a card underneath and drawing a card. So that effect I really only use like if I'm going to go for a game. And I have played a couple test hands here and there. It's not too bad. Like it's a lot of fun, like I said. But competitive wise, you know, it just doesn't keep up with the speed of the meta. But I figured let's just show off the deck because it is a lot of fun, and Majin Buu is a great character. So that's the leader. Now onto the deck. So we use 4 of the 1-drop Bobbity. This card is really good. It's 1 blue energy. Look at the top 3 cards and add a Majin Buu from the deck to the hand. It works really well. There's a lot of searchable targets. I believe there's about 14 searchable targets. Actually 17 searchable targets. So that's actually really good. You're not going to whiff too much. But mainly I use him to grab this Buu, because this is like the OG Buu from set 1 that allows you to draw a card. So when you play it, so it replaces itself. So I like to go turn 1 into Bobbity and then fuel off this Buu so I can have a draw for next turn. It's a lot of fun. I like the interaction. Next we have 4 of the unyielding trunks. This card is good. You have a blue leader, so why not? You know, untapping energy is really good. Even though the leader does untap when you awaken, just untapping more energy is good because it allows you to put out multiple threats. So it's an easy 5k combo. It's free unless you untap an energy. It's really good when you go into your bigger plays. This deck can win on turn 5 if it's played properly. So that's why it's kind of okay, because with the speed of the meta right now, a lot of decks are winning before turn 5. So it's not too bad if you play defense the right way. And if your opponent just doesn't draw, you can do some serious damage. So I like using Unyielding Trunks because it allows me to untap my energy and play multiple threats out. Then we have 4 of the Majin Defender South Supreme Kai. This guy's not too bad. I don't really see him too often. Like, I don't really use him. The reason he's in here is because his auto is good. Like, when you attack, you get to bounce one of your opponent's cards back to their hand if it's a 3 or less. But the reason he's in here is because he's an evolve target for one of the Majin Boos, one of the bigger Majin Boos. So I just have him in here for that. And he's blue energy. It's a 5k combo. It doesn't, he doesn't really optimize the strategy of the deck, but it's cool. It's cute. Like, when you get it off, it's a cute play. So I have him in there for that. And then now we start getting to like the actual bread and butter of the deck. So we have Out of Control Evil Majin Buu. This Majin Buu is really good. It's a 3-drop 15k attacker. It's critical, so you're doing critical damage. And its effect is you can place if you use a blue energy, so 1 blue energy for Union and Absorb, and then you can absorb 1 battle card from your hand and then get a 5-drop Majin Buu from the deck. So there are multiple targets, which we'll get into. There's about 6. I'm playing 6 5-drop Boos, so there's 6 targets for this guy. He's really good. I like him. I like his artwork. Kid Buu is like my favorite version of Majin Buu, so I obviously have to play it. But yeah, it's part of the strategy to get your bigger drops out. And then probably the best tutor in the deck is the 4-drop Bibbidi. So 4-drop Bibbidi is really cool because it's 4. It's a 4-drop. You play him for 2 blue and 2 randoms, and when he comes out, he grabs this guy. So you summon the Bibbidi, you bring out the Kid Buu, and he gives all your Majin Boos barrier, which is good. And it's just an easier way to get out the Kid Buu. Obviously, on turn 3, like the optimal play on turn 3 would be to play the Supreme Kai, like the South Supreme Kai, not do anything, and then turn 4 go into him and put another threat on board so you can start Union Absorbing. But, he gets out your Kid Buu from your deck, which is really good. So you can dig from your deck if you haven't drawn it. And it's a 5k combo, if anything. You can always use him for comboing. He's a good card. Giving barrier to your Boos is awesome because they can't be targeted, which is great. So I just kind of leave him on board. I never attack with him. I just leave him there. If my opponent gets rid of it, then they have to waste a resource to do so. So it's not too much of a neg. But yeah, giving barrier in this format is really good. And then we have your first 5-drop Boo, Fat Boo. I don't evolve him. He has an evolve onto a Grand Supreme Kai, but I don't do that. I just hard cast him either for 5, or I'll use him for Kid Boo's effect, and I'll just Union Absorb and bring him out because Kid Buu allows you to target a 5-cost Majin Buu, so he's a valid target. He's cool. He's 20k double strike. Like I said, his permanent goes directly with his evolve target, so I'm never really going to use it. But the fact that he's a double strike, he's 5k is good. Puts some pressure on your opponent, and you don't really have to wait till turn 5 to bring him out, which is awesome. And he's a 5k combo, which is great. And then the other Boo target we have is this one right here, the Power Absorbing Majin Buu. Same thing. I play him off of the Kid Buu for 1 blue energy to Union Absorb, but he's the evolve target for the South Supreme Kai. So when you evolve him onto a South Supreme Kai once per turn, you get to choose the cards underneath him, and it gains the effect. So for example, if you evolve him for 4 on top of a Supreme Kai, when you activate the effect, he gains the critical, the keyword skill, and when he attacks, he gets to bounce back a card on your opponent's side of the board. And he's dual attack, so you get to essentially bounce back 2 cards on your opponent's side of the board. He's a 25k dual attack that if he has a Supreme Kai underneath, he's going to be bouncing cards. So that's definitely going to put pressure on your opponent, and they're going to have to get rid of this. And then if you have Bobbity on board, all these guys get barrier, so it kind of puts them in a weird situation to have to extend a lot of resources to get rid of these boos. But these boos are really good. And then the last boo that we use, obviously, of course, because this is the coolest one of all, is the 7 Dropkick Boo. This card is bananas. I mean, it's 1 blue energy for EX Evolve on top of a Majin Buu that's 5 or higher. So you literally have 6 targets to evolve onto. And so you tap 1 blue energy to EX Evolve and you pitch 2 cards from your hand. And then when he comes out, his auto is that you restand your battle card that you evolved on and it gains 30k. So he comes out at 60,000 power, and it's triple strike. That's insane. So what I like to do most of the time is I like to use my dual attack Boo just to clear the board, and then evolve over the dual attack Boo, and he stands up. And then just 60k triple strike late game on turn 5 is ridiculous. So your opponent's going to have to burn a lot of resources to stop that attack. And if they're at 3 life, that they're going to have to do that because this guy's coming swinging for game. And it's just awesome. Like Kid Buu is such a problem. He's such a cool card. And if you have the Bibbidi on board, he's got barrier, so it's not like they could pop him next turn. But the new EX Evolve mechanic is really great, and it allows you to play expensive cards for not too much energy. Especially the way the formats are going right now, that everything is super fast. You don't have to invest to play expensive cards. And by expensive, I mean energy-wise, like not money-wise. But this Boo, like the artwork is beautiful. I love the card, so it's like the boss monster of the deck. Then for the rest of the deck, we're just gonna get into some support blue cards. Play 3 Jakko. You kind of want to play defense as much as you possibly can because this is a slower deck. So Jakko allows you to send back combo pieces from your opponent's board, especially if they tap an energy to use it. You could just Jakko. If anything, it's always a chargeable blue source and 5k energy, 5k combo, if anything. But I like to Jakko. This format is, I think, really good. I think it's gonna start seeing a lot more play. Obviously, the 4 super combo. I use Piccolo because I really don't like the Kabuto Kai. I don't like the fact that it only draws when your opponent doesn't combo. Like, it's weird. Like, it's too much text for me to just do what I want to do with Piccolo. Piccolo's still really good. It's a 10k draw card. It's just a really good card. Like, you want to maintain hand advantage in this deck. You don't have to shotgun into your boss monster because he's so strong. So you can shotgun your Piccolos into your leader to do take them down from 4 to 3 and then just, triple strike Boo them. Worst case scenario, they're going to waste all their resources to stop them from going to 3. And then you just do 1 more damage somehow, once they don't combo. But Piccolo is a really good card. The super combos are great. It's just, you have to run super combos in your deck. Onto some extra cards. I run 4 Senzu. This is a blue deck, so it's easy to get this card off. And Senzu is really good because it restands energy. Like I said, you kind of want to get to turn 5. That's where you do your damage. And if you have to go past turn 5, then you start losing the matchup to grindy decks. But being able to use Senzu and restand, you're recycling your energy basically because your EX evolves only 1 blue energy. So you really only need to play this deck with 1 blue energy open at all times so you can use your other cards. But for the most part, this allows you to restand your energies to continue to use them to cast your creatures. Or your battle cards, rather. And then I play 3 Weak Coercions. It's still the best negate in the game. It's free, essentially. 1 blue energy. You get to negate an attack. There are still good negates that came out in set 3, but this is just, it's free. It's too free. So, like I said, you want to play defense at the right time, negate the attacks. If you don't have if you have the Majin Boos on board, you want to protect them because those are going to be your opponent's battle targets. They're going to try to get the Boos off the board because they don't want you to evolve. So if you can just protect them with Weak Coercion, that saves your leader because they're not gonna win by allowing you to EX evolve into the 7-drop Boo. So I like 3 Weak Coercion in this format. It's really good. And then the last card I run is 3 Results of Training. There's no way to awaken in this deck. So I feel like if you're playing a deck that doesn't self-awaken, you have to play Results. Granted, by the way, the speed of the format, the couple of test games that I've had, I've never played this card. I've always charged it for energy because my opponent usually awakens me because once they see my leader, they're like, oh, I'm going to awaken this guy. But I don't want to run into the situation where I'm playing that one guy who's not going to awaken me because he's playing like hand destruction or something. So you have to awaken. I mean, you have to get to that other side because the Kid Buu leader, the Kid Buu is just that much better than the front side because he can restand and do another attack. So it's 1 more damage. But you know, in a perfect world, I wouldn't run this card because I would have room for 3 other cards. But because there's no way to awaken, I have to. So I'm kind of handcuffed that way into running this card. But that's the last card of the deck. Like I said, guys, this deck is a lot of fun. I love Majin Buu. He's probably like my second favorite villain in the entire series. Well, the Kid Buu anyway. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, this deck is a lot of fun. Try it out, you know, make some adjustments. Let me know in the comment section below if there's anything that you change. Shout out to Happy Majin. Thank you for being awesome. I hope you like this video. I'm dedicating this to you. Guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Click the bell to get notifications next time I drop my next video. Like, share, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.